Okay, so let's talk about the post setting here for just a second so that you understand what's really at stake here. So we're going to have the top and we're going to have the bottom plate here, and then we're going to have the sound post properly placed. Now, this is where it should be. However, if you miss this mark where it's actually supposed to be hitting, and let's say you'll see here how it slants down and slants up, and this space becomes smaller. What you could do is you could just miss it by this much, and already that same stick is going to be that long, and it's going to be going out of the actual case. So that's how you're going to end up getting your splits and everything, is putting too much pressure on the wood because the sound post is improperly placed by only one little spot over. And we can actually just sit here and go like this. Just one little spot over changes the whole shape. So what we need to do is, I don't know how we did this. What we need to do, actually you can see right here, this is an example. This is actually a great example because what we did is we went tight in on the edges instead of actually flowing out to where the violin actually comes out to. So you can see right here that you have to hit just the right place for it to actually stay in place. Now, in my experience, and I've done this enough times where I have some experience, in my experience, the best thing to do is drag it to the correct place. We'll just do X marks the spot right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to catch it at the right place on the top, and then we're going to gently pull this way. At this point, the tool will release because this is all just a pressure hold on the tool. And this is the tool that we're going to use. We have the little hook, so we're going to find the little notch right there, and we're going to come in. We are going to hold it at the right place, and then it'll gently come to the piece of wood and it'll break away. Now it's very important to have it placed in the right place on the top because it's going to break away at this slant. Where's my ruler? I just had a... Hopefully you can see that that's a slant. It is not a great one, it is a gradual one. So what you're going to end up doing is getting that slant, and then you're going to come in on the other side, the other F hole, and you're going to push the sound post straight. And that will give it just enough friction to stay in place, but not so much pressure that you'll crack the plate, the face plate. Now, the thing to remember about this is, where do you put it? That's not what you remember. Sorry. I'm a little ahead of myself. But the thing to remember is placement, because of the fact that you want to make sure that you don't... Oh, my blue tape is giving me problems. you want to make sure that you don't put the tape or the post in the wrong place. This whole kit costs, I think, about $22, $24 on Amazon. It is functional. It is not the best, but it is functional. When I get to a point where I can afford more, I will buy heavier. And I'm just going to take my tape and do this. I've already tried to explain to the people upstairs that the TV is a little loud, but they cannot hear me. Now, the reason I went like this, that is this whole big long strip, is in case I actually want to get the tail and hold this E string down. I'm not going to just yet, but you can see where the E string pretty much needs to be is right along here. And that's important because the soundpost goes under the E string. So I put this down here because the precision tuners tend to scratch up the face. So just one long piece of tape all the way down does a fine job. Let's see here. Where is our ruler? So I noticed whoever did this violin, played this violin, played with a bent bridge, it seems, because the bridge wear on the plate is one is here and one is here, and it's all lopsided. Now, your bridge is going to be here and here, and we can get a bridge. Yep. This is a 3/4 bridge, or a 3/4 violin. No. No, this is the 7/8. So we need a full size bridge. Very, very sorry about that. G goes on the G side. All right. So now you can do this without, and the thing is that this is the proper width, but not, because this is still a brand new bridge that hasn't really been carved very well. The feet are still too wide. I'm just using this for distance from one side to the other. So we've got the distance, even though the distance doesn't really matter now that I think about it. What we need to know is that a full-size bridge, the feet are 3 millimeters across. So 3 millimeters on this line, that's going to be 1.75 millimeters. Or just under 2. For our line. So that means that this is the bottom boundary of the foot. The E string should be going right about there, which means that the soundpost should be going right about there, just barely inside the foot or touching the foot of the bridge, which is why the bridge measurement was important. And that is our placement and how we're going to calculate it. Now, this here simulates the sound bar on the violin. Sound post under the E, sound bar under the G. And the sound bar will make it very, very hard to get the sound post in from the sound bar side, from the G side. So we go in through the E. It's also a very important thing to know if you did not know that your violin has a sound bar as well. The fun part about this is that this is going to take more than one attempt. As I said earlier, try to get it in line with where it is supposed to be. Oh, I feel it twisting. There's no way I got that on the first try. Yeah, it twisted. So it went, to explain, you can see it kind of twisted this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to knock it at the bottom, and all I did was knock it flat. All right, we're going to try attempt 2. Going to come in, going to turn it, going to come along, make sure that we are lined up with the hole, or the marking. I have a feeling I'm actually looking at the side now. I'm looking through this hole at the sound post. And what we can see here is the sound post is in line with the placement. It does look like it might be a little bit twisted, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come in through the soundbar side, and I'm going to lock onto it with one of these cutouts. I'm going to try to put it in place. Nope, just popped it out again. Okay, someone finally stopped shredding paper, so we can go ahead. If you're wondering why I haven't made a video in a few days, this is the reason why. As all parents know, the kids are home for the holidays. All right, so we got it in. And it looks like it's twisted. It also sounds like they broke my paper shredder. That is the first time I've ever been able to tap a sound post without immediately knocking it out. All right, so we have it pretty much top and bottom, straight up and down. We have it roughly the correct place, it seems like. And I'm just gonna nudge it a little bit, you know, like 1 or 2 in the wood, and that's it. I don't want this. It's not like we're gluing it there. It's supposed to be able to come in and out. It's supposed to move with the wood as the wood, you know, heats up, cools down, gains humidity, loses humidity. It's supposed to move like that. But the sound post is in magically. Took 3 attempts, and if you noticed, sometimes you have to futz with it, and Violins are like people. They don't always act like, there's no like standard way of how they act. Hold on here. Okay, so this is the soundpost from the 3/4 Verona. Now, at first, I was trying to go in like this with the short side up, long side down, and I was having problems with that. And then with this, I tried switching it up like that, and that's what ended up working. Now, I've had violins where, you know, this way works better. I've had violins where this works better. So try them both, see which one works better, even just better for you. I really thought this was going to be a little bit more work, but it went right in. It seems good. Seems like it's holding. And I guess it's time to, well, remove this tape, first of all. And you can see here where I'll go to cutout. You'll see this wear mark is a few millimeters higher than this one. So I'm not really sure why that was happening, but that's what I was talking about earlier. I'm actually pretty stoked because now all we have to do is get a bridge on here and a tail and restring it, and we'll be done.